Hey horror fans, once again it's the Horror Mizamani G, and today we're going to talk about the mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. As of now, tensions are rising between the Brookjaw Ranch. Sorry about that. The Brookjaw Ranch and the Black Hat Reservation. That's the reservation where Walker and his people are staying at right now. Jake and Alicia get there, and they're trying to do what's called a parlay. They're trying to broker a deal, and they do reach a deal, but Alicia stays, and Walker tells her about the apocalypse is the unveiling, and is that once the unveiling is done and the apocalypse is over, the true first humans, the Native Americans, will take over their rightful place after what was stolen from them by the second humans, the white man. Which I thought was a very poetic saying on Walker's part, and then she realizes that maybe they didn't kill the Trimbles from the previous episodes before. So that's basically how the first hour of their show starts. And guess who serves Alicia dinner? Yes, it's Ophelia. Ophelia is back after not being shown in any of the episodes. So we find Ophelia is there. We'll get back to her later, how she got to the ranch, but that's basically how this story begins, is that Walker is not going to be satisfied until he gets back his land, which he believes was unrightfully stolen by the Ottos. And he believes that even after he said that the white man's courts are done and we're going to take back our land because they took it very forcibly, even after they won in the courts, and he believes that Jeremiah Otto killed his family, and we'll find out whether that's true or not. Now, Madison is not having it that her daughter is still there, so she talks Troy into this reconnaissance mission to get back her daughter. Well, unfortunately, that leaves more people dead, and they do free Alicia back, and unfortunately, that pisses off Walker because he says, "Look, we had a deal." And when Jake goes back there to try to broker a deal, he gets beat the crap out of him. And even though he's about to die, Ophelia just says, no, let's not kill him. So they spare his life. But this only raises tensions even more between the two communities here. It's even worse than the communities on The Walking Dead between Alexander's Safe Zone and the Saviors. So when Ophelia gets back into the whatchamacallit, she's held there at the ranch, and Jeremiah and Ophelia have this little meeting, saying that they know each other. And we do know that they did meet each other. I believe it was the season finale of The Walking Dead when Ophelia gets shot at by Jeremiah. We didn't know who he was at the time, but I'm pretty sure they'll cover that first meeting between them. But they do play it off like, hey, look, even though I know I shot at you, I'm not going to play it off like, hey, look, that's something else. But we'll learn something about that later. Later on in the first hour, after Ophelia starts feeding them coffee, suddenly all the militiamen get sick, and they're spitting up blood, and unfortunately start to die. They turn into the infected, and all chaos breaks loose. Luckily, all those get killed before they can do any more damage, and Madison beats the shit out of Ophelia up to find out what had happened. She doesn't know what's poisoned him, and unfortunately it also poisons Nick because he drank the coffee as well, because he decided he wanted to join the militia as well, thinking that, hey, look, if we're going to stay here, then we have a right to defend this place just as everyone else. So that causes Madison to confront Walker, and he tells her that the poison was anthrax. And I'm like, oh shit, that's no joke. Now, of course, we know there's no cure for anthrax, but he says that as long as Nick is strong, he'll survive, and that's basically what happens with Nick. Now, in the second hour, we are treated to an Ophelia flashback where she's walking along the desert and she gets shot at by Jeremiah, and we see that Jeremiah learns that who's trying to protect the border from any immigrants that are coming along. When he found out he's an American, he says, fine, I'll let you live, but you're not coming to Stem Ranch because you're not of me, meaning that you have brown skin. And we see Jeremiah's racism in full blown, meaning that he's not changed. He's still the same racist son of a bitch that he always was in the beginning when he was younger. So he gives her water, and unfortunately Ophelia is about to die in the desert. That's when we see Walker coming to her rescue. He takes her back to the Black Hat Ranch, and he feeds her, clothes her, bathes her, and lets her rest. And that's how we find out how Ophelia gets to the Black Hat Ranch. Black Hat Reservation, my bad. Ranch. We also learn that we find out that obviously something is not right between the Ottos, especially Jeremiah and Walker. Because obviously Walker, again, like I stated before, he feels as though that he killed his family. And once Nick realizes that he shot at something at the abode, he digs it up and finds a skeleton, skull, with a hole in it. And eventually we discover, as Jeremiah admits, that, hey, look, after we won in the courts, yeah, a couple of these Indians, or young turds, as he called them, I believe that's what the term he used, came up and started killing their cattle. He and the rest of the founding founders killed the three of them, and one of them was Walker's uncle, and his father's brother. When his father came to look for him, they killed him too. So that's the reason why there's so much animosity between Walker and the Ottos. And eventually Madison decides to do one last thing to make them try to come with some brokerage. She goes back to the Blackhead Reservation and steal all of his antiques, which he thinks he might settle. But Walker isn't having it. He says, look, as they come back and the entire ranch is surrounded, he comes back and says, look, I don't care about those things. I want Jeremiah's head on a platter, meaning that he's got to kill Jeremiah. Then we'll talk parlay. So when Madison goes back and shows the skull to Alicia, they finally admit to Alicia that no, they didn't kill the Tremans. Troy did, and Alicia's pissed off. And I wouldn't believe this too, because she thinks that she's no better than the Ottos. So a few minutes later, Madison comes and admits to her children that she had, when she was younger, and her father used to beat their grandmother or her mother while he was drunk, and at one point she got tired of it when she was little, so she shot and killed his ass. So that's a great story, and it proves to why Madison the way she is, that she will protect and do anything what she needs for her family, and why she does the thing that she does because of what she did when she was young, and she's about to do the same thing again when she confronts Otto and tells him is, look, excuse me, when she confronts Otto and tells him is, look, you gotta die. Plain and simple. That's the only way possible. Jeremiah, once again, is drunk and says, hey, look, are you going to kill me? Madison says, no, I'm not going to kill you. You're going to kill yourself. But again, Otto shows his true colors. He even tells him that Madison tried to tell him, says, look, the only way this is going to end is that you die and you get to save your ranch. If you live, you're going to lose everything and your sons will die. And he doesn't care. He's the same selfish bastard that he was when he was younger. He's not going to kill himself. And just when Madison is about to kill him, here comes Nick. He shoots him with a nice pistol that he gave him and kills Jeremiah. So Jeremiah is dead. They cover it up, make it look like he killed himself in a drunken stupor. His family comes, his sons come, and they bury him out to land. And Madison, later that night, takes his head and gives it to Walker. So we finally have peace between the two tribes. And I thought both episodes were very good. Very detailed ending of the story. I'm pretty sure that we'll probably see some more, see what's going to happen when Troy and Jake find out that Nick was the one that killed their father. So I wanted to see what's going to happen like that. And just when we thought that, just like with Alexandra on The Walking Dead, how they took over the Rick and his group took over that, I believe Madison and her family want to take over the Brokejaw Ranch. Yes, but we'll see how long the peace settles between these two tribes, between the two places. And so that's it for the first half of the Fear of the Walking Dead. Very good first half of the season. Did drag a bit at times, but that's known for this show. Oh, almost forgot about Strand. The movie, we did get some bits of Strand. He makes it back to the Abigail. He kills some of the walkers, and he's so happy. Then he talks to this cosmonaut, and I think he's in space, and tells him that, hey, look, everything, the whole world is doomed, and there's nothing left but if you're still alive. So he decided that, you know what, I'm not going to cling on to what I've had, to my past life. So he burned the Abigail down, and he's going to decide to look for the future, not look back at the past. So that's what we saw with Strand. We didn't get any Danielle yet, just that little glimpse of Strand and his little situation. Almost forgot about that. But that's basically it for the first half of the Fear the Walking Dead. We'll be right back on September 10th. That's when the second half of the third season of Fear the Walking Dead will begin. And that's when all my recaps will begin. So that's it for the Fear the Walking Dead. So, did you like the fifth season of The Walking Dead right now? Did you like any of the episodes? If you didn't like it, comment below and let me know and tell me what you think about this so far, the first half of Fear the Walking Dead. So that's it. That's my recap from last night's episode of the mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. Please, if you like this video, go ahead and press that thumbs up button. If it's your first time here on my channel, please hit that subscription button and also ring that bell so that way you'll get notifications anytime when I put up new content on my channel. Also, all my social media links will be in the description below. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules.